Hey everybody, Josh the RV Nerd here with another little word from the nerd. Something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, but the list keeps on growing. But I kind of felt compelled to talk about it today because of an instance that I read about and saw a question about yesterday. Someone said, my camper's plug, it got fried. What could cause this? I don't want this to keep happening. And there's a number of different things that could cause it. Electrical is the nastiest thing to try to track down and diagnose. It's like trying to diagnose a gallbladder. If any of you have any experience with that, like with yourself or a loved one or anything, it's a process of elimination. You can't say necessarily here's what caused it. It's more of an instance of here's what didn't cause it, and then you have to check down the list until there's only one option left that could have been the cause. So one of their poles here on their 30 amp plug was just fried. It was black. It looked like you left it in the toaster too long. There's a couple different things that could cause it, but a lot of this is actually self-inflicted. And it's one of these things that, I mean, there's a million things to learn about RVing, especially when you get your first one, and it's tough to keep track of all of it. But long story short, if you look at this thing really close, you see how your ground is actually a little bit taller than everything else. That's by design. That's not an accident. That's not an oversight. The reason being, the ground plug is supposed to be the last thing, well, the first thing in contact when you insert your plug, when you plug in, and the last thing in contact when you pull it out. If you pull this out first, because a lot of people, they'll just pull down because you're in a hurry and you're pulling down, and it's organic for your arm to pull down. It could, for even a split second, it could leave the two leads left plugged in, and that could very quickly cause some problems. Even if it's a split second, electricity moves fast. It just doesn't take long. However, in theory, most park hookups actually have a disconnect right on the post. You have an actual just switch to shut the post power off. It is incredible, though, how many people don't turn that off and how many people don't make sure it's turned off before they plug in. So that's just a simple little preventative thing. I don't care if you've camped for 1 year, 10 years, 20 years. I don't care if you've camped for longer than I've been alive, which is very possible. First, make sure before you plug in or unplug, you hard disconnect the cutoff on the actual post, and then always make sure that this is the first thing that gets plugged in and the last thing that gets pulled out. You want to kind of rock the plug out. You don't want to rip the plug down. That could cause a problem. So with that, take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.